Um, okay, my name's Tina. I'm 21 and I live in New Jersey. Um, what else? I work full time uh at a makeup store. I'm currently single and oh, I don't know. What's something else that people say? My favorite color is yellow and I like scary movies. Is that good? Uh, Kind of. I mean, like at school, they just teach you, at least where I'm from, they just teach you like anatomy and stuff, but they don't really, and they teach you about STDs, but they don't really teach you about like actually like doing it. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't really feel comfortable talking to like, um, I'm the only child of a single parent, so I didn't really feel comfortable like talking to my mom about it. So I'm kind of self-taught, I guess you would say. I don't know. Like if I had specific questions, I'd just go online. It's kind of weird, but like I used to read my aunt writes like romantic novels or whatever. And so I'd read her books that she'd like send to us, which I don't know why she'd send them, but she'd send us her novels. And so I'd read them to kind of figure out like, what people do because every time I tried to bring it up, it was like a really awkward topic. So my first time I was 18 and I was living with my boyfriend at the time. Or no, no, he hadn't moved in yet, but he was about to. And I don't know, it was not very good at all. Um what we I think I was on top for my first time, but it was not good at all. It sucked completely. I think it was more that person though, and that's why it sucked. But um, it was weird because we had kind of talked about it. Like he knew that I was a virgin, and we worked together. We used to go to school together, and then we ended up working together a couple years later. And he and I had become friends, and he like knew that I was a virgin, so he was trying to hook up with me. Uh, but I was like scared, because I think girls were more scared than guys are. And so then we had tried the night before and I chickened out. And so I was like dead set determined the next day. So I like invited him over and I made dinner and everything. And yeah, and then we just got it on. I don't know. It was kind of like he had to force me a little bit because I wanted to chicken out again. But I was like, no, you just got to make me. And so that's just what happened. Um, I mean, I had thought about it, but I didn't see it going down that way, and I definitely didn't want it to go down that way. I always thought it would be like more spontaneous, I guess, and fun, and I always thought it would be with like someone else, but I don't know. I mean, it worked out. Like I don't regret it, but it wasn't anything like the movies, I guess. That's the whole thing is like I always thought it was going to be like what they show you in the movies where it's all romantic and it's just fun and feels great, but it's like no, it doesn't. I guess with as far as dudes go, I was a really late bloomer. Um my first, I mean I had done like hand jobs and blow jobs before. Uh but that was pretty much it. And that took like forever. I'd only started doing that like when I was 17. I gave my first hand job to like my neighbor kid who was like my best friend at the time. And it was just like, I don't know. We were funny because we used to like watch porn together, not necessarily like just to make fun of it. And so then one time it was like, well, do you want to touch mine? And I was like, yeah, okay. So That's pretty much what happened. Like that guy was pretty much my first everything. So he like let me experiment with him a lot. He taught me a lot about what I know. um, what else we do? Like we kind of fooled around. Like he would kind of play with me, but not really. I was really shy though, so like I didn't want anybody touching me there or anything. Um, but I don't know. Like we used to lay around and watch movies and watch porn, and then we'd like I'd always end up like blowing him off or something, and like he kind of taught me like now I don't have a gag reflex, and I think like it's majorly because of him. Like he taught me how to like not gag when I go down on somebody and stuff. So it sounds really weird, but he's still my best friend to this day. Like yeah, I mean, like I would come home from school because at the time I was like a senior in high school. So I'd call him to like see if he wanted to come over and he'd come over. And then we'd like watch a movie and then we'd fool around and then we'd watch more movies until my mom came home and he'd like sneak out the back door as she was coming in the front door because I didn't want her to know that like I was playing with the neighbor kid. I mean, I guess the biggest thing that I've tried, at least within the last year, I had anal for the first time with my ex-boyfriend. We did it a few times and stuff. I mean, I've tried a bunch of things. I'm pretty uh open for exploration as far as like whatever the guy wants to do, like I'm totally down. I'll try anything once because I'm a firm believer and you don't knock it till you try it. So I mean, I've done anal, um like my ex choked me one time. um As far as like kinky stuff, that's probably about it. I mean, I've like blown my ex at the movie theaters, uh, different locations and positions and stuff. But as far as like that, that's really about all I've done. So I'm still a baby. I really like when it's like passionate but rough. I don't know if that makes sense, but like to me, the hottest thing ever is like when you can't help yourself and you're like ripping each other's clothes off because you're like desperate for it. So that's probably my favorite. I don't know if you want to know like my favorite positions and stuff, so I'll leave that one up to you. Um, okay. Well, my two favorite positions are like doggy style and legs on the shoulders. That's just kind of always been a thing. Like to me, that feels the best, I guess. Um, I don't like I don't like the guy to go down on me, but I really like going down on the guy. Like I'm terrified of someone going down on me because I got bit once. So I don't really go for that, but like as far as I know, like everyone I've ever been with, which hasn't been a lot, but everyone I've ever been with tells me that I'm like the best they ever had. So my favorite part about having sex, I guess, is like pleasing the guy. Like I don't really care about me because I'll have fun either way, but I like it better when I know the guy's having fun. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just because it's that um I mean, it sounds funny to say like it's a nice gesture, but I just like knowing that they're like satisfied and I like hearing a guy like groan and moan for me. Like to me that's really really hot. And I don't know like how to make sex feel really good. Like as far as I know, I just like lay there and he just does what he does. But like I know that I can go up down on a person. I know that they're going to feel good. And so like for me that's really satisfying to know like that I can do something that he can't do on his own. Plus it's just fun. I don't know. I have I don't like being choked because it scares with me. Um, I don't like, I don't know, there's not a lot that I don't like. I guess I don't like being totally naked because I'm kind of self-conscious. And so I feel like I can't really get into it because I'm all worried that I don't look good. Um, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty down for anything most of the time. But I'm not into like poop and pee and shit like that. Like that's just gross. But I usually like I'll have like a tank top on or my shirt on and I'll just like pull my tits out because my boobs are like huge. So it's not that hard to pull them out and leave my shirt on. But I just like to keep my tummy covered. That's not to say that I never get naked. It's just I prefer not to be naked. Definitely the best that I ever had would be with my most recent ex. Um, like just hands down, it was always the best. Like I feel like it was the most passionate, even though, um, I mean, there were certain circumstances in that relationship that like weren't, I don't know, it's complicated, but definitely with that guy because I feel like there was a lot of feeling behind it and we were just both so like willing to experiment and try new things that it just made it fun and like I just really enjoyed the person the most. Like I felt like he treated me the best out of like anyone I've ever been with. So obviously like when you have that mental connection it makes it all that much better. Plus he wasn't bad. You know, he knew how to work with what he had. So probably, I mean, I can definitely think of like the worst time in my life, which was with like my first boyfriend that I lost my virginity to. Um, I actually had kidney stones, and this guy was like not good at all. And he like made me let him fuck me like while I was having kidney stones, and I was like in pain and I'm crying. And he like didn't believe me. He thought I was just doing that to like not have to sleep with him. Plus, he didn't really wash his junk very well, and so it like always smelled really bad, and it was just awful. So like pretty much any time that I slept with him, I like hated it. So only three actually, as weird as it sounds. Like I mean, I've done other things with more people, but I've only actually like had sex with three people. Yeah, like I mean, I've blown a couple more people, and I've given hand jobs to a couple more people. I guess it would be with my most recent ex. We like literally did it outside in the middle of a parking lot, which sounds awful, but it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we had already broken up, but we were still like we still hook up, and he came over to my house, and we were like hanging out in my parking lot of my apartment complex, and we like did it like out there in the middle of everything. So that was probably the most extreme thing that's ever happened. I did. I mean, he and I are kind of like exhibitionists a little bit, so we like that like thrill of maybe getting caught but not caring because we're so like, into each other and what's going on that it's like whatever, but it's just the thrill of like it could go so bad, but it feels so good that you don't even care. Not really. I always wanted to hook up with a girl just to like try it, see if I'd be into it. Um, I mean, I still definitely want to, but as of right now, I've never actually like, I mean, I've dirty talked with a girl, but I haven't actually like slept with a girl or even made out with a girl or anything like that. I don't know. It was some like random girl that I met online. So I honestly, I don't even know her name. like I said, I really want to try being with a girl just to see, um, because I know that I'm good with guys, but I just want to see if I could like please a girl. Um, and then I'd like to, I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff that I'd like to try. Like, there's different places that I want to try, like on the beach and, like outside, like camping or something. I'm really into like the outdoorsy thing. So I'd want to try that. Um, I always wanted to try like being pushed up against a wall doing it because that just seems really hot anytime that I've pictured that. It seems really hot. And then like I know that there are a whole bunch of different toys and stuff that you can use in bed that I want to test out and see, write my own review on. So, and I'd always wanted to do a threesome, but it's tough because you can't do that with someone you're dating. Like in my opinion, you can't do that with like your boyfriend and someone else because it just leads to problems. Like you have to have two friends that you're chill with like that to do it. So, I'm still on the hunt for that. I have like this really lame one that I got at a Spencer's gift shop for like $10. It's like the smallest dildo in the world. And I don't even use it anymore because it doesn't work at all and I don't know, it sucks. So I'm gonna try and buy a new one at some point within the next month, I guess. But other than that, that's it. I really want to get a rabbit because I've heard like amazing things about those. And so I just wanted to get one just to try it. And then um I don't know. I want to get a cock ring. Obviously not for myself, but just to like have on hand, in case I like hook up with someone at some point in my life. And I think that's about it. Maybe like an actual vibrator and not like, you know, besides like a dildo, like just something that vibrates that I can just use just to see. But other than that, that's about it. If I see something cool, I'll let you know. But that's pretty much all that I've seen that I'd be interested in trying. I've, let's see, I tried panty stuffing one time as a request for someone on Reddit that like I always take requests and so someone asked if I would try panty stuffing. So I've done that. Um I I think I used a hairbrush one time. Again, that was a request from someone. And I mean besides my like mini dildo, that's about it. Like I really don't shove random foreign objects up there because I'm afraid they'll get stuck and then I'll have to go to the ER and explain why I have like, a lightsaber up my butt or whatever. I tried the panty stuffing because a lot of people requested it. And I didn't like it at all. I didn't feel like it felt good. It was like really hard to get like them up there just because like the cloth would absorb like my wetness and so then it was just kind of like I mean I guess I should have like lubed up my panties but I didn't think about it because they were like silk so I thought oh this is gonna be but it was really tough like I don't know how people do that maybe my panties are just really big or something but I mean I tried it was okay like it looked hot but it didn't feel like it didn't do anything for me like sexually at all. I am really tight. Like if I'm playing with myself, I can't fit two fingers in. Like I have to come first and then I could fit two fingers in because then I'm wet enough. Um, but I honestly like I don't even finger myself because it's really hard for me to get myself excited enough that I can even fit one in. Um, and like I've had some trouble like having sex because I'm like tight. So yeah, so I'm pretty tight. I mean, the first couple times with like anybody I've slept with, it was always kind of rough to like get to a point where it was like in and it was gonna stay because normally I'm so tight that like they would get in, but then it would like fall out because it's too tight that it would like squeeze it out, I guess. I that sounds so gross, but um so yeah, I've had that people trying to finger me and it like hurts because I'm just too small and so oh, I'm like 5 foot even on a good day. I'm really small. Yeah, I'm short. It's one of those things like when I first lost my virginity, like I remember that it took a long time and a lot of times of doing it before it like stopped hurting and started feeling good, like just because, I'd never had that happen before. So, I think anal's pretty much the same. Like I've done it I guess like 3 or 4 times and it still hurts when I do it, but I can see why people like it. I'm kind of almost to the point where it starts to feel good. Um, but it's just one of those things like you have to do it a few times before it stops hurting and starts feeling good. So, um, I mean, I definitely would do it again, just, um, but as of right now, I can say that it still hurts, but it's not unbearable. Like you see videos of like girls like screaming and crying and either they're like really big bitches or they just can't handle pain because I mean it hurts, it's very uncomfortable, but it's not excruciating. Um but yeah, I mean it's all right. I can see why people get into it and why people do it. It probably wouldn't be something that I'd want to do every single time, but I would definitely do it, occasionally. Um, well, a few months ago when me and my ex were hooking up, um, we were just kind of laying in bed, and this was before like we started having sex or anything, and he was just like, "So I'm just asking, uh, are you into choking?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know." And he said, "Well, because I saw it, and I kind of want to try it, and so like I can't." I didn't say no. Like I can't tell this guy no. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. And so it was his idea and he just kind of casually brought it up. And so I guess he knew that like I mean, he knows me really well. So he knew that I was like about to come. So then he like started choking me, but it freaked me out. Like it kind of threw me off cuz I literally couldn't breathe and I like was not ready for that. Um So for me, it was not fun because it was very, very scary. Like I trust this guy not to kill me, but I'm like, he might kill me. So um yeah, but I I don't know, like I kind of just ignored it and pretended like I wasn't freaking out. Um but then like after I told him like I'm not gonna lie, that like really scared me. Like, yeah, it kind of scared me too. I don't know if important is the right word. I really have like a curiosity about things and I really like to try new things because like you never know until you try it. Like you'll never know how great something could be unless you try it. So, I mean, I just want to do it in a whole bunch of different places so that I can just say like, yeah, I've been there and it was all right, or no, I don't like there, you know. Um, but I wouldn't say that it's important. It's just kind of a fun way to mix things up. Like instead of just doing it in a bed all the time to like, you know, let's go do it on the stairs or whatever. I know that like a lot of guys think it's really hot and a lot of guys want to like try it. So maybe that's what it is. Like I feel like it makes me more desirable if I say that I'm willing to try it and I want to try it. Like I do want to try it just to have that experience, just to again just to say that I've done it. Um but also because I don't know, I mean and I would try it with two guys or another girl and a guy or whatever. Like I'm really not picky. I just it's just one of those things like I feel like it would be a fun experience. It would teach me more about myself. And especially if there was like a guy and a girl and I was just there, it would teach me more about like how to please a girl and stuff. So I feel like it'd be a learning experience, which I guess is weird, but it's mainly just for the experience, just to say that I did it. Well, if I'm bleeding, it's too rough. If I like have bruises, to a point, it's too rough. Like, um, I know that my ex would sometimes like bang me so hard that I'd like hit my head against the wall. And like that was hot. I was okay with that, but like had he knocked me out, that would be overkill. Um but yeah, I'm not down for like bleeding or broken bones or anything like that. Like that's just abuse right there. Um it's just but I like, you know, spanking and stuff like that. Like I'm definitely like if the guy's on top of me, like I sometimes will like dig my fingers into his back just because like it feels so good. And I don't know if that's considered rough, but some people might consider, you know, claw marks to be rough. And I don't like claw the crap out of his back. I just like I dig in. And I don't know. I just feel like a little bit of pain just heightens that pleasure experience. It's like instant pain relief. I don't know how to describe it, but I just really like that. But there are definitely some things where like I'm like, no, I don't want to be whipped. I don't, you know, want to be smothered or anything like that. Just bang me, maybe tie me up a little bit, smack me a couple times. We're good. That's kind of a tough question. I feel like I really haven't been rough. Like I've been spanked and I've been like, you know, to the point where we're like tearing each other's clothes off and like pinning each other down and stuff. But I guess I really haven't done anything like too what a lot of people would consider rough. So that's probably the point, the limit is like, you know, slamming each other down and like having my way with someone and yeah. Very little actually. I always wanted to try it, but um I think the most is like I've had my arms pinned down and that was about it. But I wasn't like tied down. The person was just holding me down. Um but yeah, that's about it. I really haven't done too much, but like I've seen it and I have a couple friends who've talked about it and like it seems like a lot of fun. So I'd be willing to be like tied up, but I'm kind of nervous cuz I don't want to be like left there. So I guess I don't have anything like any specific, you know, specific wishes as far as that goes. I just like I would just like, you know, my arms to be tied down, maybe my ankles and just have to deal with whatever they do. I'm definitely terrified of like being tied up butt ass naked and then the person leaves and I'm just there like stuck. Like that I'm definitely not down for. But just like, and I want to tie someone else up and just like tease them however I want and they just have to deal with it. Like, I think that would be really hot. Well, I know like my favorite way to tease someone else is like if I'm going down on them, I'll like lick and nibble and suck on like everything except for their dick. You know what I mean? Like, I just like kind of make them want it as much as possible, or like I'll deep throat it one time and then spit it out and then move on to something else, like just give them a taste of what they want and not give it. I really haven't been teased too much, I guess. I mean, a little bit, but I would definitely like more, just because I think it's kind of that fun, like when you build up so much waiting for something and then you finally get it. It's just like it's like a relief mixed with like instant pleasure. So I definitely want to do something like that. Well, there's this picture that I saw where like this guy pinned this girl up to the wall and she like wrapped her legs around his waist and he was like using the wall and his hips to like hold her up against it, like in midair kind of. And then he was like banging her. And I don't know, it just looked really hot. And so I definitely want to try something like that. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I just think it would be really, really hot and something kind of fun to do. So that's pretty much exactly what I want to try. I guess submissive. Well, it depends. If I'm going down on a person, like I'm definitely the dominant one. But I like being dominated a little bit more. Like if I'm going down on a guy, like if I'm sucking his dick, then I want like my head to be held down and him to skull fuck me. Like I think that's really hot and I really like that. Um so yeah, I guess I'm more submissive, but I do watch porn. I I don't know. I probably do a couple times a week, and I mainly do it if I'm interested in like learning something new. Like I'm always trying to up my game. So I watch a lot of like blowjob porn just to like get new ideas for how I can make my technique even better. Um And then I watch a lot of like girl friendly porn, I guess as they call it, where you see more because I think it's really hot to like, I like listening to a dude come. Like I like when they make noises and stuff, but what really gets me off is like hearing a girl come. That's why I think I would like hooking up with a girl. So sometimes I'll like watch the girl friendly porn where it's um more real. Like I think a lot of porn is really fake. Like the girls are faking it all the time, and the girl friendly stuff is like more real. And so I usually, if I don't do that, then I usually watch like amateur stuff where like they're not faking it, or it's just like a couple recording themselves for fun. So that's usually if I'm trying to get off, that's what I'll watch. But if I'm just trying to up my game, then I'll watch like something based off of what I'm trying to get better at. I have actually made, I totally forgot about that. I've made a couple of videos like with my ex, and we've never uploaded them anywhere, as far as I know. I mean, you know, he might have, but I haven't. And we've taken pictures, and I've uploaded those to Reddit. Um, but I would definitely be willing to make like a full, movie and upload it somewhere. But I probably would have to make sure that like I'm doing the best that I can and that I look good and stuff because I don't I don't want to be ugly in my porn video. So, It's just I don't know. It's one of those weird things. Like I feel like a lot of people think it's hot and it's just kind of a mini turn on to like see yourself in action and knowing that in that moment like how you felt like I can always like look back at those pictures and be like, yeah, I remember how that felt, that and that'll get me hot all over again. So what excites me? I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I'm like a horn dog, so I'm pretty much ready to go all the time. Um, but I guess watching someone like get excited over me. So like, if I were, like in sexy lingerie or something, and my ex would get a hard on, like that would get me going because I like, knowing that he's into me like that. And um, so I guess just seeing that the other person that I'm trying to get down on is like into me and that they find me attractive and that whatever I do that they like it and their body responds to it, like that's definitely going to get me going. Okay, well currently I just moved away from like where my ex and I met, like away from where he lives and stuff. So I moved a little over an hour away. And so now I don't do it ever anymore. Um but we used to meet up like once a month to do it. Ideally for me, like when I'm in a relationship, I can do it like every single day. Maybe skip like one day a month just because I'm tired or whatever, but other than that, I'm ready to go like all the time. And I'm fine with that. I mean, it could be a little bit less if like he wants, but if he wants it every day, I'm down. Dang. I guess geez, I guess in October sometime, maybe like mid to early October. I guess mid October. Oh, it sucks. Are you kidding? Like I mean it's definitely it is what it is, so I don't really worry about it too much. I have a guy that I talk to that sends me videos and pictures and I'll send some back. And so, that gets me going. But I definitely like, especially here lately, I've been craving like the real thing. And just knowing that I'm probably not going to get it anytime soon sucks, but it is what it is. So, it just depends. I guess like probably once a week, just because I'm like lazy and I work a lot. So usually I'm just tired and want to go to bed, but like on my days off, I will. So yeah, like once or twice a week is probably the most accurate I'm gonna get. I started in early April, and that was right after my ex broke up with me. And I did it because he actually introduced me to Reddit. So, I mean, and I had been kind of thinking about it before we broke up, but then after it was like I wanted to kind of make a statement to him like that people think that I'm hot and stuff and like, look what you missed out on. And so I started out like that, like kind of I wasn't really going to take it seriously, but then I got such amazing feedback and like so many people just really really liked my post that it encouraged me to post more often and so I've been doing it ever since. For the most part it's really good. Like I have a lot of like people who um like message me every single time I post telling me like um to keep it up, and like they just think that it's great and they really appreciate it. And that's always fun. I get a lot of like dick pictures, which I don't really appreciate very much. I mean, I appreciate the gesture and the thought, but it's just like I don't want to like look at a random person's dick. Like I'd rather be sent a face picture first. Just cuz I don't know, I've been kind of in situations where I've talked to someone who's ended up being like a 60-year-old man, and it's definitely not where I was trying to go with that. But I get requests for like new pictures and stuff. Some people send me like dirty stories, which are my favorite. I love reading them. Just knowing that someone put so much thought and effort into like creating a story for me is like really nice. And then occasionally, like, I guess with anything, occasionally I'll get like bad messages where people are like, "You're ugly, stop posting." But, you know, it just, whatever, haters back off. That's all I gotta say. I get a lot of requests for like certain angled pics or pictures of like my full body naked, um, like stuffing random things inside me, stuff like that. I try and do a lot of them, but honestly, I get so many requests every time I post. And I get so many messages that, like, a lot of my messages I never even get to see because my inbox, I do everything from my phone. I don't have a computer right now. I'm trying to get one, but um, so my inbox can only hold like 24 messages, and I probably get like over 100 per picture. So, and I try and read them as fast as I can so that nobody's message gets like bumped out before I get to see it. Um, the ones that I ignore are the ones that I physically cannot do. Like I said, I'm working off of my phone, and so everything that I take is with my phone, and a lot of people don't understand that. So they'll ask me to do angles that I can't do because my phone has to be in my hand to take the picture. And the angle that they want, my phone would have to not be in my hand. Like it'd have to be on the ground or something. Um, or they'll ask me to wear like thigh highs, and I promise I'm going to buy thigh highs at some point, but I always forget. So I don't own any thigh highs right now, but I do have like a list. Like I write down everyone's request that I'm willing to do. Some people just ask for like ridiculous things, like a gif of me peeing. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Girls don't pee, first of all, so that's never going to happen. um but yeah, so I do have a list, and I try and knock out at least like one a week, but there literally are so many that I have to like step it up. But yeah. Um Honestly, I didn't even think about it. The first time I originally had a different account, because I had made an account using my name because I never thought I was going to post. And then when I did post, I didn't realize that like people could see my name. Like it didn't occur to me. I thought everyone like used their name, and then every time they posted something, it just gave them like a random username. I didn't realize that like the username that you create is the username that you're given, if that makes any sense at all. So, I honestly I didn't even think about it. Like I think my first picture that I showed that had my face in it was like a boob picture in the mirror or something. It wasn't anything special. And I posted it, and I mean, I got great feedback, but then someone messaged me like on Facebook and was like, "Hey, I saw, your tits on Reddit." And I was like, "Oh, well, this is awkward." So I changed my account name. But I still occasionally post my face on there, because I don't think it's fair of me to ask people for face pictures if I won't show mine. So, whatever. I've only posted pictures so far. I did want to post a GIF, um, but my phone, for some reason, the app doesn't work to make a GIF. So I'm still working on it. Like I said, I get a lot of requests for like GIFs and stuff of me like playing with myself, licking my own nipple, stuff like that. And I am working on it. It's just the app doesn't work on my phone because I have like a really I have a Windows phone, like the brand new ones, but it still doesn't work because our apps suck. I didn't even know that there was a Gone Wild audio though, so that's something to look into. Like I'd be willing to do that. That's fine. So I have not, and I'd like to say that I wouldn't. Because that kind of crosses a boundary for me. Like I used to think like how cool would it be if I could like get paid to like blow people all day? Like but I feel like to me um my personal opinion is that if a girl likes to have sex, like the world calls her a slut. Like I don't think that. Like everybody in the world really likes to fuck. Like I don't care who you are, you really do. And so I don't think that that makes you a slut. But I definitely think that getting paid or like doing it to get free stuff and crap like that is considered slutty. So no, I would not um do it for money or anything else. I don't know. I mean, you asked me to do an interview for you. So, I mean, I have nothing better going on, and I don't know. I'd like to think that it goes to good use at some point for someone. Like maybe I'll say something that someone doesn't know or whatever. So, I don't know. I thought it'd be fun, I guess. You know what you didn't ask, but you might want to ask in the future is and it sounds dumb, but like if I have a hard time coming during sex, which I do, but you didn't ask, but you might want to ask that because girls could talk about that all day long. I don't know. I'm weird. It's tough for me, I guess. I have to have like I don't know. It's the porn industry is wrong because it's not like I come the second somebody like puts their dick inside me. It doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of concentration, and it's a pain in the butt.